Welcome to Boatsofbananas, brought to you and spoken by the awesome lady who is awesome. so, um, the other day, I walked up to a lady who I see every day as I go to university. And where I see her is in the Central Tunnel in Sydney. And she is a nice lady who just stands there with her pamphlets like this and doesn't try and impose them on anyone. She just waits and hopes that someone will come by and take one. And I see her there all day, every day, and people just ignore her existence because I know, like, for example, for me, when I see people trying to sign me up to do something, I head the other way. Like, they're like, limbo it out. And I'm just like, run. Run. I'm on the phone. Run. But on this day, I thought to myself, if I was that lady that was handing out pamphlets all day and all anyone did was run away or ignore me, I would get pretty sad after a while. So I walk up to this lady and I'm standing there in peak hour traffic and all these people are rushing by. And I just said, "Excuse me." I'm like, "Do you have to stand here all day?" And she just looked at me like, "Ooh, are you speaking to me?" And she was like, "Yeah, like I do have to stand here." And just was like, I was completely honest. And I said, "Well, that kind of sucks." And she looked at me and she's like, "Yeah, it does." And all I could think to say or do was, like, just looked at her and said, "Would you like a hug?" And in that 15 seconds of awkwardness, she looked at me like with those eyes. You know the eyes, "Are you a crazy person? Should I run? Or is this going to be a great experience?" And she decided that I'm not a crazy person, and you could see it in her eyes, and looked at me and said, "I would love a hug." So I gave her a giant, big, lovely hug, and I said to her, "I hope you have an amazing day, and you see lots of smiling faces." And she was just so happy. I've never seen someone be so happy, and it was wonderful. And so I left. That's all I said to her. And I left and I went to uni. And then the next day I came back and she wasn't there because it must have been her day off. And then I came back the day after that and she was there again. And for some reason, without thinking about it, I just walked straight up to her and I was just like, "Good morning." And I'm like, and went straight in for a hug. And I gave her another big hug. And I was like, "You know what? Today's going to be like really great." And she's just like, "Yeah, it is." And I've seen this same lady 6 times now. I've seen her 6 times. Each time, all I do is go and give her a hug. And I've never had a conversation with this lady. I don't know what her name is. All I know is that when I hug her, I can feel her heart. And when I feel her heart, I know that this is meant to be happening in the world right now because that exchange is what people need. And that exchange is what people long for. And if you ever need a hug, feel free to hit me up because I have plenty of warm cuddles for everyone in the world. And if you're in Australia, it's a lot easier too. But I wanted to sort of say, don't ever be afraid to do something impulsive. Like go and talk to a stranger. Don't ever be afraid because most of the time they're thinking just like you. I wish I had someone to talk to, or I wish that someone cared enough. And and you're always going to have an amazing experience when you go from a place of happiness and a place of, I just want to make you feel better. That's it. I just want you to feel like you were loved, for you to feel like you're needed and wanted, and you will always be protected. Because that's what we should be doing as fellow human beings. Doesn't matter who you are, where you're from, what you look like, what you ate for breakfast. It's all irrelevant. At the end of the day, we're the same people. We just want to be happy. And if a hug will make you happy, then you should do it. So I just wanted to share with you my great experience, and I bet your bottom dollar tomorrow that I'm going to go and give this wonderful lady hundreds of more hugs in my time at university, And I hope that one day I find out her name and we're not too busy to part ways. But that was a wonderful story for me, and I love being awesome. So have a great day and love you lots.